press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello all, how are you? I hope that all are doing good. So today I am here with you with the new poem. The name of the poem is The Tale of the Dragon, the Custard, the Dragon. This poem is very interesting poem, okay, and poet has written in a humorous way, okay. So here the dragon, you can see that the dragon, it is a mythological story which is related to Chinese country, okay. So you know that how the dragon is very important in their mythological stories. So here the name of the dragon is Custard. So here the title here refers to that it's about a dragon, okay. The name of the dragon is Custard. The tale means it's a story. The story of Custard, the dragon, okay. So this is about the title. So let's move to the poet introduction. So here the poet is, that is Octane Nash. Octane Nash. So he was born on 19th August 1902 in New York, United States of America, okay. And he was an American poet, and he is also well known for his a producer of humorous poetry, okay. So he produced a humorous poetry. Humorous means funny poems, okay. So it is he is one of the best poet which he produces the humorous which he says about a funny way, okay, which is written the poetry in a funny way. So this is, and his works are, so the famous works are To My Valentine, Adventures of Isabel, then The Perfect Husband. So these are the few of the works of the Octane Nash, okay. So this is about the poet introduction. So let's see about the poem. This poem is, I have told you, the story of a dragon. The name of the dragon is Custard here, okay. Here it's one of the imaginary, this dragon is one of the imaginary character, okay. It's an imaginary character. It's actually, it's not existed, it's not real, okay. It's an imaginary character. The poet has given a life to the dragon, but not in kind of a life, but actually it represents a different qualities, okay, in this poem. So let's see here, and here you know that here the poem about the poem, it is written in a ballad form, okay. This poem is written in the style of ballad, okay. Ballad is mean that which is narrating a story in a short stanza, okay. So that is called ballad, which is called, it is narrating a story in a short stanza. So either it is in the form of poem or a song, so that is called as a ballad. And you must be familiar with the ballads that narrates tales of courage or heroism, okay. So some of the ballads which are famous for to say to outline the qualities of courage, okay. So those are the, so this is also one of the courageous story, okay. So this poem is also one of the courageous story. So which tells about a dragon. This poem is a humorous ballad close to a parody. Parody means imitation of a particular style to give a comedy, okay. Parody means imitation of, so students you write down this one. So what is the parody? Parody means imitation of a particular style to give a comedy. So this poem is written in a funny way and which brings a comedy, okay. So which gives a humorous one. So here the parody is also used, and humorous, it's written in a funny way, okay. The poet has written this poem in a funny way, so that is called humorous poem. So we find, I have already told this dragon is a mythological animal which is existed in China. So it is, we found this animal in a mythological, okay. So that is the story which is related to dragon. That is, the name of the dragon is Custard. Okay, so let's see about a poem. Actually, this poem is a lengthier one because it tells a story of a dragon, okay. It tells the story of a dragon and a courage, it shows a courage of a dragon, okay. So it has written in a stanza wise, okay, and it is quite lengthier one when it compares to the other poems, okay. So this poetry is written in a little bit lengthier because it is written in a ballad form. It is narrating a story, okay. So this is the thing. So let's I just read the poem first, later I will explain you, okay. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon and a trullio little pet dragon. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse she called him Blink, and the little yellow dog was Sharp as Mustard. But the dragon was a coward and she called him Custard. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth and spikes on top of him and scales underneath, mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and trullio daggers on his toes. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but the Custard cried for a nice, safe cage. Belinda tickled him, she tickled him unmerciful. Ink, Blink, Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the trullio cowardly dragon. Belinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blink said, "Weak," which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age when Custard cried for a nice, safe cage. Suddenly they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. "Meouch!" cried Ink, and "Oh!" cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. Belinda paled and she cried, "Help, help," and Mustard fled with the terrified help. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and little mouse Blink strategically mouseholed. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine, clashes his tail like irons in a dragon. With a clatter and a clank and jungling squim, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. The pirate capped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit. The Custard gobbled him every bit. Belinda embraced him, Mustard licked him. No one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink, Blink in glee did garret around the dragon that ate the pirate. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard, "I would have been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered." And spoke Ink, and up spoke Blink, "We would have been 3 times as brave with him." And Custard said, "I quite agree that everybody is braver than me." Belinda still lives in her little white house with her little black kitten and her little grey mouse and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon and her trullio little pet dragon. Belinda is as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chase lions down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard keeps crying for a nice safe cage. So Ogden Nash, okay. So it is a very interesting story, okay, here gonna be. So I hope that you all are going to enjoy this, okay. So I have read this poem in a rhythmic way because some of the rhyming words are used here, okay. The poet has used the rhyming words, so which it should be give a rhythmic sense, okay. So so when the rhythm goes, so the words are automatically it changes into the rhythms, okay. So let's see here, I'm just going to explain it. Belinda lived a lived in a little white house. Belinda, it is a she is a girl. Okay, Belinda, it is the name of a girl, which she is living in a white house. Okay, where she is living in a white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon. Okay, so she is living with the pets. So who are the pets here? That is little black kitten. So kitten, that is in black color. Okay, and little grey mouse. So little grey mouse, the mouse is also living with Belinda and the color of the mouse is grey. Okay, little means it's a pet. Okay, so it is a pet, it is a small animals, and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon. So yellow colored dog, so it is also living with Belinda, and another one, it is that wagon. So wagon, it is kind of a trolley which used to take for a toys. Okay, the small kids, which is used for a toys to carry from one place to another place, that is called wagon. So which is in red in color. Okay, and a Rilio Trulio little pet dragon. So Rilio Trulio means here a poet has got the poetic license, okay, which he can change some of the words, some of the letters in a word. Okay, so you know the Rilio means real. It is a real. Trulio means true. Okay. So why the poet has used this kind of spellings for the real and true? Because to give a rhythmic way for a poem. Okay, so for that sake he has got a poetic license. So poetic license. So with the help of this, he changed the spellings from real to Rilio, true to Trulio. Okay, so really and truly, which is a dragon, is also a pet of a girl. Okay, so that is also living with that animals. So here it is the pet called dragon, and the name of the dragon is Custard. Okay, so here black kitten. Okay, so let's see here. Again in the second stanza we will see the names of our animals here. So in the first stanza, what we come to know, so there is a girl called Belinda. She is living in a white house. She is having a pet animals. So that is black kitten, grey mouse. Then next is red wagon and yellow dog, and also that is Rilio Trulio, that is a pet dog, pet as a dragon. Okay. So let's see, let's move to the second stanza. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink. Okay, so black kitten names is Ink. Then and the little grey mouse, she called him Blink. So little grey mouse, it is also living with the Belinda. So the name of that little mouse is Blink. And the little yellow dog was Sharp as Mustard. The name of the dog is, which is yellow color, that is called Mustard. But the dragon was a coward, and she called him a Custard. Okay, so this dragon was a coward. He doesn't have courage. Okay, so this is why she has given this name called Custard, because so this dragon is a coward. So she has given the name called Custard. Okay, so this is about in second stanza we come to know about the names of pets. So let's move to the third stanza. Custard the dragon had a big sharp teeth, and spikes on top of him, scales underneath, a mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose, and Rilio Trulio daggers on his toes. Okay, so here the third stanza, it is describing of a dragon. So how it is the dragon is here? The dragon, it has a sharp teeth. The teeth of a dragon, it is very sharp one. Okay, which is very pointed one, and the spikes on top of him. So there is a spike on the top of him. Okay, the scales underneath. Scales means there are some lines on his stomach. Okay, so that is called underneath. Mouth like a fireplace. So here mouth is compared to fireplace. You know that the dragons, they are blowing fire from their mouth. Okay, because it is called as a fireplace according to the poet. Then chimney for a nose. So from a nose there will be chimney, means it gives a chimney because the fire is blowing there, okay, the smoke is coming out from the nose, so that's why the poet has given it is a chimney, okay. Here the mouth is compared to the fireplace and nose is compared to the chimney. Then, and Relio Trulio daggers on his toes. So the toes, how it is? It is like a knife. So daggers means knife. So it is a knife of toes. Okay. So this line it is tells about the description of a dragon. So how the dragon is. So let's move to the fourth stanza. Belinda was a brave as a barrel full of bears. Okay. Barrel full of bears means without fear or anxiety. So Belinda, she is having a lot of courage, okay. So how much she has? That is barrel full of bears. So how the bears are? Without fear they are roaming in the forest. So like that the Belinda, she is having a courage. She has a courage. And Ink and Blink chase lions down the stairs. So Ink and Blink, who is the Ink and Blink? That is a kitten, black kitten, and also mouse. So there are these two also, they are chasing the tigers. Okay, sorry, lions. They are chasing lions to the stairs. Okay, so this is. Then Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage. So Mustard, who is the Mustard here? The dog. So dog is also, it is also very courage, so that he can chase he can brave as tiger as rage. You know, rage means anger. So when tiger it is in a anger mode, so how it is? It got a furious character. Okay, so like that the dog is also having the qualities of tiger. Okay, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage, but this dragon, that is Custard, calling him as a coward and is waiting for a nice safe cage. He needs a cage to protect himself from any dangerous thing. Okay, because he was a coward, so all of them are represent him as a coward, so he needs a safest cage. Okay, so here the fourth stanza it is telling the qualities of a Belinda, then that is black kitten and also a mouse, dog and also Custard. So here but Custard, so all are having a brave qualities. Okay, Belinda, the kitten and the mouse and also that is dog, they all are brave as a tigers and also bears and also lions, but not this dragon. So dragon is a coward, so he always is crying for a nice safe cage to protect himself from any danger. Okay, so this is about a fourth stanza. I hope that you are understanding this. So it is going to be a quite interesting one. So next, Belinda, in fifth stanza, let's move to that. Belinda tickled him, she tickled him unmercifully. Merciful, Ink, Blink and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon and the Relio Trulio cowardly dragon. Okay, so in this stanza, Belinda, she is tickling him. Okay, she is tickling him again and again, unmerciful. She is not showing mercy to dragon. Always it is tickling to him. Okay, then Ink, Blink and Mustard. So other pets are, that is Ink and Blink and Mustard, that is cat, mouse and dog. So these three are rudely, they are talking like they are called him a Percival. Okay, so these two other pets are, they are called this dragon as a Percival. Okay, so they are called, this dragon is a Percival. Percival means, here there is a story behind the word called Percival. Percival was a knight. Okay, so knight, he was a knight, a warrior. He was a warrior. Okay, Percival means he was a knight. So he was a knight, you may call it, he is a warrior. So he was in a court of King Arthur. Okay, so when there was so suddenly, so he was met with some of the incident, some bad incident he was met with. So he was ran away from, without facing that. He can't face that challenge or a problem. So what it is arrived, but suddenly he was ran away. Okay, that warrior, although he is called himself a warrior. Okay, it is a knight. So the knight, he is a knight which is in the court, which is living in the court of King Arthur. Okay. Okay, so he was, when the difficult time arrives, so he was ran away with the fear. Okay, so that's why, so ink, bling and mustard, they called the dragon, that is Custard, as a Percival. Okay, so here there is a story of a Percival. Percival means knight. So they are called them, he is covered like a Percival. Okay, so like this. Then they all sat laughing in the little red wagon. So all these people, they are sitting in a wagon. I told you it is like a trolley, okay, which all the toys are keeping in there, and they are moving from one place to another place. So that is called wagon. So here Belinda, ink, bling and mustard, they all are sat in that wagon and they are laughing at Custard. Okay. Then at the really or truly or cowardly dragon. So really or truly, it's a really truly, that is the cowardly dragon. Okay. Then so let's move to the 6th stanza. Belinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blinker said weak, which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his cage, when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Okay. So here Belinda giggled, she was giggling him, and she shook the house. How much she is laughing continuously with the giggling, okay, and she shake the house. So when we are laughing continuously, we got a stomach pain, is it? So like that she is like shaking all the house, like that she is laughing at him. And Blink said weak. Okay, so it is the sound. Weak means sound which is produced by Blink, which is giggling for a mouse. So he too also laugh. So then next mouse is also laughing at dragon. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age. So Ink and Mustard, that is kitten and also Mustard dog, they both are asking him in a rude manner so about his age. Okay, when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. So again in this line, the line is repeated that he is crying for a nice safe cage. He needs the safest cage to protect himself from any of the danger. Okay, so this is the 6th stanza. So let's move to the 7th stanza. Suddenly they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. Mewch, cried Ink, and ooh, cried Melinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. Okay, so suddenly, so when they were laughing at the dragon, that is Mustard, so suddenly something was happened. So what it is, they heard, all of them, they heard the nasty sound. Nasty sound means unpleasant sound. Okay, so nasty means unpleasant sound. So all of them were heard, and Mustard growled. Mustard growled means roar. So Mustard was roar like a tiger, and they all looked around. So when they heard the unpleasant sound, everyone looks around. Okay, Meowch, cried Ink. So meow, so how it is producing the sound, that is meow. So it is the combination of meow and ouch. It is called meowch. Okay, cried Ink, that is how the black kitten was produced a sound, that is called meowch. And ooh, cried Belinda. Ooh. So when they heard the unpleasant sound, they said they were make the noise like an exclamation sign, you may call it as a, that is called ooh. For there was a pirate climbing in the window. So when they looked around from the window, so there was a pirate. Okay, window means window. So take down students, window means window, and pirate means it's a robber of a sea. Okay, that is called pirate. So when they looked into the window, so there was a pirate. Okay, so which is making an unpleasant sound. So everybody was afraid with this pirate. So next, let's move to the next stanza. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. Okay, so here, so who is the pirate here? The pirate came with unintentionally, so with the bad intention. Okay, with the bad thing. Okay, he's not came for a good thing, so he came for a bad thing, to rob or to kill. Okay, so let's see here. He has a pistol in his left hand and pistol in his right hand. Okay, in two hands there were pistols, and he held his teeth in a gutless bright. Gutless bright means, so in a teeth. So that parrot was kept a short sword in his teeth. Okay, gutless means short sword. Okay, short sword like a knife he kept on in his teeth. His beard was black. His beard was black in color. One leg was wood. So one leg was an artificial. Okay, because the leg was broken because of the incident. So it was a artificial one. The leg was artificial one, and it was a wood. It was clear that the parrot meant no good. So it is there clearly. It is a clear thing that the parrot came there for harming to these people and to rob the house. Okay, so this is then. So move on to the further stanza. Belinda paled and she cried, "Help, help!" But Master fled with the terrified yelp. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and the little mouse blinked strategically. Mousehold. Okay. So in this paragraph, when they were proudly saying in the beginning in the stanzas, so they are representing them how much they are brave. Okay. So in the paragraph 4th. Yeah, in paragraph 4th, in stanza 4th, you come to know that all of them, they are proudly saying how much they have the courage. So they have a courage like a lions, then bears, and also tigers. Okay, but here when they look that there is a pirate which is coming inside, so for harming them, so now everybody was ran away from that place. So let's hear who are those. Belinda paled. Paled means it becomes colorless. She become colorless. Who? Belinda. And she cried, "Help, help." She was crying like a help, help. And then Master fled with the terrified yelp. Okay. So yelp means screaming. And fled. Fled means it was ran away. Who was ran away? Mustard was ran away. Okay. With terrifyingly he was ran away from screamingly. Then ink trickled down to the bottom of the household. So who is the ink here? That is kitten. So it went and hidden itself under the bottom of the household. So it went and hidden himself. Then little mouse blinked strategically household. So the little mouse, it was also went in his hole. Okay, with the planning, he just escaped from that place. Okay, so now who is covered? These people are the covered here. Okay, in this paragraph what we come to know, so all the people, when they are proudly saying they are having a lot of courage, so in this paragraph they all are like a covered. Okay, so they are covered and they are ran away from that place. Okay, so then, but up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine, clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. Then, with the clatter and the clang and jangling squirm, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. Okay, but up jumped. So when all these all ran away, but not Custard, he was jumped on a pirate. Okay, like a snorting like an engine. Snorting means explosive sound. Snorting means it's a explosive sound like an engine. So when it is engine was getting start, how it is? Okay, it becomes like an explosive sound. So like it was jumped on a pirate. Clashed his tail like a irons in a dungeon. Clashed, he was hit, the pirate, with his dungeon, with the irons like how the irons are with a very strong metal, like that he was hit to the pirate. Okay, dungeon means underground cell. So that pirate went underground the cell. Then with a clatter and a clang and a jangling squirm. Clatter, clang and jangling, it is a metallic sound. Okay, so when this dragon was hit to the pirate, so there was a sound produces, so like a metallic sound. Okay, so that is called clatter, clang and jangling. So these are called a metallic sound. And squirm means twist. Okay, so he made his body with the twisted and he produces the sound like a metals. When something is hit to the metal, how it produces the sound? He produced the sound when he was hit to the pirate. When he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. Okay, so how he was bent at a parrot? So like a robin at a worm. Robin means it's a bird. Okay, it is the smartest bird which catch the worm. Okay, so like that here, worm is comparing to the parrot. Okay, parrot is comparing to the worm and dragon is compared to the robin bird. So how it is capturing for a prey, that the robin is like that, the dragon was captured, okay, which is attacked a parrot like that way. Okay, this is okay. Now you can see who is the brave, who is a courage, who is having courage here. That is Custard, that is dragon. The parrot gaped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some crock from his pocket flagon. He'd fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit, and Custard gobbled him every bit. Okay, so in this paragraph, the parrot, what happened to parrot now? The parrot gapped. Gap means to stare in a awe. Okay, so when he looked at the dragon it is attacking on that parrot, it is looking like stare. Okay, that is called gobbed. Okay, it is staring like a awe. Okay, then at Belinda's dragon. Okay, so that parrot was looking at Belinda's dragon and gulped some crock from his pocket flagon. So crock means a kind of a drink which is typically used by the parrot. Okay, when the people who are in a voyage, that is, they take some voyages, okay, on a sea, so they are used to have some what called drinks. Okay, so when he looked into the dragon way, because the way he was attacking on parrot, so he was drinking some of the what called you may call it as alcohol or some of the drinks. Okay, that one he was drank, and then he was pocket flagon. He kept what called the drinks he kept in his pocket, and he fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit. So dragon he represents here, that is dragon. He fired the bullets from his mouth. He opened it and he was blown the fire, okay, like a bullets, but it was not hit to the parrot. It didn't hit to the parrot, and Custard gobbled him every bit. Gobbled means swallowed. Okay, swallowed him every bit. So dragon swallowed this parrot. So this has happened here in this story. Okay, next story in the form of poem. Next one happened here. Belinda embraced him, Mustard licked him. No one mourned for his parrot victim. Ink and blink in glee did Garrett around the dragon that ate the parrot. Belinda embraced him. Embraced means hug. So Belinda was hugged to the dragon because he saved the life of Belinda and the pet. And Mustard licked him. Mustard, that is dragon, it was licking, which shows the love to the dragon. No one mourned for his parrot victim. So parrot was swallowed by the dragon, but nobody is sad about the parrot was dead. Okay, mourn means sad. Ink and blink in glee did Garrett. Ink and blink in glee means they were celebrating happily. Okay, so they were Garrett means they are making a round, they are making a circle, and they were dancing in a happy way. Okay, so that is called Garrett. Glee means happy. Around the dragon that ate the parrot. Around the dragon means, so all are making a round with the dragon, and happily they were celebrating. Okay, because so he has ate the dragon, he killed the dragon. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. I would have been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered. See, now they are giving excuses why they were ran away, why the Mustard, Ink, Blink and all these were ran away from that place. Now they are giving excuses, they are giving reasons here. So what they are giving? But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. So little dog Mustard, he was speak. Then I would have been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered. Flustered means confused. So I have a twice brave like yours. I have a 2 times a greater braveness what you have. Okay, but that time, so when the parrot was arrived, I got confused. Okay, so who said here? Mustard is saying here. And up spoke Ink and up spoke Blink. So after that, one by one, they were started speaking. That is Ink and Blink. We would have been twice as brave, we think. okay? We also having a braveness, what you are having, no? So thrice time, we are having a thrice time brave, what you are having, okay? So who said here? That is ink and blink both are said. So they also take the advantage of that movement and they also praising about their courage, but actually not, okay? We would have been, okay, and Custard said, I quite agree. So here Custard says, yes, I agree. Here he is not saying in a proud manner or he cannot say in a ego manner. He said normally with a simple way he accepted, yes, you are right. You all are braver than me, okay? He accepted. He agreed it that everybody is braver than me. So he said that, so everyone is braver than me. He was agreed in a simple way. Belinda still lives in her little white house, okay? So in the first stanza we come to know, so the lines were repeated what it is there in the first and second stanzas. So that was the first lines are repeated in the last of the stanza. It means that, so that was said in a past, okay, but now it is telling about a present, okay, after the incident. So now where the Belinda is living, still also Belinda is living in a white house, okay. Belinda still means present. She lives with the in her little white house with her little black kitten and her little grey mouse and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon and her Rilio Tulio little pet dragon, okay. So this is the thing. So at present also she is living with these pets and with the white house where she was lived in the past of before the incident. So where the pirates was, before the pirates was attacking, so where she was living with the same house with the same pets, okay. Then Belinda is a brave as barrel full of bears. Again the line is repeating, it represents the courage of pets and Belinda. And ink and blink chase lions down the streets. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard keeps crying for a nice safe cage. Although the Custard was saved all these people from a pirate, but then also he was crying for his cage, for a safest place. He was searching for a safest place. He needs a cage, okay. All of them, they are praising that they are a courage, they are having a courage with courage more than the tiger, the lion and also bears, okay. So everybody, they were enjoying in the same way how they were enjoying earlier, okay. So this is the story of a poem, that is the dragon, the tale of a Custard, that is the dragon, okay. So this is about the poem. I hope that you have enjoyed and you understood this very detailedly, okay. So this is the thing. So now let's move to the poetic devices, okay. So what kind of techniques are used by the poet, okay. So let's see here, that is the techniques. Okay, so now is poetic devices. So here there is a rhyme scheme, okay. Poet has used the rhyme scheme. So you can frame the rhyme scheme like, the first technique is rhyme scheme. So rhyme scheme is, it is following: house and mouse, it is represented as a AA. Then wagon and dragon, it is represented as a BB. Okay. So it is AA, BB. So what is the rhyme scheme here? AA, BB. So next is repetition. Next technique is repetition. So repetition, here some of the word which is repeatedly used here, okay, it has repeatedly used the words like little, okay, so little, okay. If you go through the stanza voice, you can get so many words like where the words are repeatedly used, okay. Little has used several times, okay. Then the next is and okay, and has used, then yes, it has used several times, okay. So this is the thing. So little has used, so repeatedly used this one. So repeatedly used it. Next is oxymoron. The next poetic device is oxymoron. Oxymoron, when two opposite words are used together, okay, when there is a two opposite words are used together, when two opposite words are used together, that is pet and dragon, because dragon is not become a pet, okay, it is a imaginary character. In this poem it is a imaginary character, so it is a two opposite word. So when you see that pet, what we keep a pet in our home, so that is you can take a cat, dog, okay, so any animals, like any animals which is, it should be trained well, so that one we keep as a pet, but not this dragon, because it is an imaginary character in this poem. So these are the two words are used in this poem, which is the opposites in their qualities, okay. So then next is, so the next poetic device we may see that is poetic license, okay. The poet has got the poetic license. Poetic license. Poetic license, it means he got rights to change the spellings in a words, okay. I told you, okay, when I am explaining poem, I told you that is relio, trulio. So which are the word, that is relio and trulio. Trulio, so these words are changed with the spellings, okay, that is real and true, okay. This is called as a poetic license. And you know, there is another word called okay, if I get, I will explain you once again. So what is that? What the another words you get here for a poetic license. So next is assonance. So the next technique here the poet has used, that is assonance. Repetition, particular vowel sound, repetition of the particularly vowel sound, okay. So that is prominences. So prominences, it is used, that is vowel sound. So you can take the words like Belinda, okay. So if you check in the poem, then Belinda lived white. So in Belinda there is a I sound. Belinda in a spelling, when you see the word that is Belinda, I has used, okay, and then lived, I, then again white, okay. So I is a vowel sound, okay, it is used prominently, okay. So this is, and another one word you can take consonant sound. For assonance I am telling you, consonant sound, that is L, okay. Consonant sound L, it has used, because to give a rhythmic sense, the poet has used this I and L repeatedly, okay. So that is the sound which give a rhythmic sound. So he has used this I and L. That I is a vowel sound, then L is a consonant sound, okay. So this is, I will tell you for a L, that is little black kitten, little grey mouse, and little that is yellow dog, and little red wagon, okay. So L has used, and also I is also used. This is called assonance. The next is anaphora. So I hope that you have understood this 5 technique, that is rhyme scheme is A, B, B. Repetition is, what is the repetition? It is the repeatedly use the word, that is the little. Then oxymoron, when two opposite words are used together, that is pet and dragon. Poet has got the poetic license, that is he can change the spellings of a word, that is real and true becomes realio and trulio. Then assonance which called as a vowel sound and consonant sound L. So here it has used repeatedly in the poem. So let's move to the next poetic device. So next poetic device is, that is Anaphora. So Anaphora, here the same word is repeatedly. So repeatedly there is a little sound is repeatedly used. Anaphora will also tell the same thing. When there is in a sentence, in a line, when there are two consecutive lines are repeatedly used, so that is called anaphora. So this is called here, that is and. Okay, begin with the same word, begin with the same word and. Okay, so the lines in two consecutive lines, it has begin with the same word called and. So in the first stanza, third line and fourth line, it is started with the word called and. Okay, so this is, and in the second also it has used twice in the second stanza and. And if you go to the third stanza, and it is begin with the word called and this is, and next is, okay, so here it is used the technique called anaphora. Okay, next is simile. Simile. Here in this poem there are comparison of some different things to different. Okay, so like a dog was sharp as mustard. When you see there is a as used and like has used, that means there is a simile has used here. Okay, poet has used the simile. So what are the words are? Dog was as sharp as was sharp. Dog was sharp as mustard. Okay, so it has sharp as a mustard seeds. Then mouth like fireplace. So in the stanza, fireplace, mustard was as brave as a tiger in rage. Okay, tiger in rage. Here also the line, and dog was, that is yellow dog was sharp as mustard. So in this line, the second line, and in fourth line, in second stanza and in fourth stanza, so the line like mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage. So here is also simile used. Okay, and again, so here, okay, so here you can see the fireplace. I think here it is. Okay, mouth like a fireplace in stanza third. So in second stanza and in third stanza, second, third and fourth stanza, here the poet has used the technique called simile. Okay, so when it compares to other things. Okay, so mouth like a fireplace, chimney for a nose. So this is called as a simile. These lines are called simile. Okay. Then another word called snorting at an engine, like an engine. So here in the, so in 10th stanza, so the snorting like an engine, so it also it is called as a simile. Then clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. Okay, so here also use the technique called simile. So this is called. Next is metaphor. Next is metaphor. So here metaphor, indirect comparison. Okay, here indirect comparison, the word called chimney, it is indirectly comparison. It is indirect comparison. Indirect comparison. The chimney as a nose. The chimney for a nose, sorry, it says chimney for a nose. So nose is compared to chimney. Then the word called allusion. Allusion, percival. The word called percival is a allusion. Okay, here it is represents the character, so that is called as a allusion. It is refers about a famous person or a place. If in a poem, the poet has used some of the names like which is a famous, or it is refers to the famous place or anything else, so that is called as a allusion. So what is the allusion here? That is percival. Okay, the percival was a knight. It was a famous one. Okay, so this is called, and next is personification. Personification, when things are compared to the life things. Okay, so when it gives a life like a humans. Ink, blink, mustard called him Percival. Okay, the line called ink, blink, ink, blink in the fifth stanza, second line, that is ink, blink, mustard, they rudely called him Percival. So called means they were never going to speak, but here it has used. Okay, that is called as a personification. So all of them, that is ink, blink and mustard, they got a personification one. Okay, that line is called personification. So this is, they got a human qualities. Animals got a human qualities here, given a human qualities. This is called. Next is onomatopoeia. It means used of some sounds. Okay, the sounds like use of some sound words. So used of sound words. Sound words. The sound words called that is weak. Okay. In line 6th, 7th and 11th, in stanza 6th, 7th and 11th, you see that wing sound, then meouch. So it is also sound, and then ooh. So these are the sound which produces the blinda. Then next is then cat, and also that is pet, that is meouch. Okay, weak, that is produced by blink. Okay, so this is called onomatopoeia. Then next is this. Okay, this much is about poetic devices. I hope that you have understood the poem, poet, introduction, explanation. We have covered this in this lesson, whatever the things are. That is poetic, the poet, introduction, the theme of the poem, that is it is written in a ballad form, so which is narrating a story in the form of ballad or a song. Okay, this is called as the theme of the poem, and here it tells the story of a custard. Okay, custard, that is a dragon. So we have through the explanation we come to know about what the story is, what it contains. So it contains the heroism character, that is courageous character. Okay, so this is, and at the last we come to know about the poetic devices, the techniques which was used by the poet, that is Ogden Nash. Okay, I hope that you have understood this today's class and you are loved this poem. So you can also have some rhythmic sense when you read this poem. So you just give some rhythmic sense. Okay, with this. So if you do that, you can easily memorize the poem. Okay, so this one. So I hope that you have enjoyed and it was quite interesting for you. So all of you, we will meet you in the next class. Till then, all of you stay at home, keep learning. Thank you.